Okay, today we will learn about uh, introduction to data science coding, okay, using Python. So what is data science? A science related with data. This is science related with data, okay. So to apply it we use Python, we use any programming language. This is the application engineering, right? So in the traditional system, we have data, we have a warehouse, and we have processing, analyzing and visualizing. Okay, we put the data into different kind of data from different kind of databases into some warehouse, and then process it. And after the processing, we what is processing? Processing means we check that whether there are null values, there are fault values, okay, so in the data, and then we analyze it, and then we visualize it. Visualize means making reports. You see dashboards of applications. That is some business intelligence of visualizing, right? Visualization, reports, making reports, the output, the real thing for a businessman. Okay, they don't know warehouse processing and data. They know the reports. Okay, they know about the reports, and about the data. The data should be secure by the admins. Okay, this should be secure. This is the need of the business. Okay, and you make the applications for the business, okay, to earn profit. Okay, now this warehouse processing, analyzing, visualization layers have been changed now, and now AI sensors are there. Okay, we use AI sensors, right? Okay, there is a visualization, analysis, processing, warehouse, everything is there, but the method has been changed. Okay, so getting big data from satellite and sending to small machines. What is a big data? Big data means large amount of data in terms of volume, in terms of velocity, in terms of variability, okay, variety, okay. So if you get images, if you get videos, audios, okay, these are all big data. Okay, if the volume is high, okay, just sending and receiving something is not a big data. Okay, so big data science is different. Big data means in terms of volume. Okay, and then we use data frames in Python. Data frames. We make data frames. We make arrays, basic arrays, and we input the array members as data frames. Okay, we input the data. We load the data from some database, and that database may be, okay, big data arrays in simple terms is JSON format. Okay, JSON format means JavaScript object notation. That is NoSQL. So SQL means SQL, RDBMS, Relational Database Management System, where you use relations, you use tables to input the data, and tables have rows and columns. Okay, in NoSQL, it means there is no structured data. When there are rows and columns, you have columns, you have rows, this is structured. But there is a data, 90% people use unstructured data, okay, or semi-structured data, okay, means documents. There are documents, Word documents, there are web pages, okay, so that is NoSQL. So MongoDB is a NoSQL. MongoDB is used for NoSQL means there is no structured query language. There is no select statement. There is no update inside. There is no structure. Okay. So there may be a CSV file, HTML file, PHP file, XML file. So you store it in arrays of JSON format. Okay, arrays. And kind of data in data frame, and we process it. Okay. Then in the Python there are libraries. Okay. So NumPy is a library, SciPy is a library. SciPy is based on NumPy. Okay. So NumPy is faster than original functionality of Python, original functionality of the Python, and SciPy is faster than NumPy. Okay. Okay. Then we use plot function. Okay. Replot function using matplotlib, and simple plot function is there, and then matplot function lib is there, and advanced version of matplotlib is Seaborn. Okay, Seaborn is used matplotlib. Okay, so NumPy for arrays data science, right? NumPy, SciPy based on NumPy and provides statistical trigonometric functions, integration, double integration, and other scientific functions. Matplotlib for data visualization. It plots the data in terms of graphs, like you have in Excel. There are graphs. You have in dashboards. There are plots. There are graphs are plotted in X and Y format. Okay. So all kinds of plots are there in Matplotlib. Okay. Then Seaborn is advanced version of MATLAB, provide custom themes. Okay, custom themes and interfaces. Okay. Seaborn advantages. What are the advantages? Multi-grid system means you can plot multiple graphs in horizontal, vertical. Okay, 2 graphs, 3 graphs. We can visualize 2 variables at a time. Very important. 2 variables means if there is one X variable as label we say label. Okay, is if there are features and we label or categorize one variable, we can take 2 variables on the graph, X and Y. Okay, support color palettes. You can change the colors. You can change the background of the graph. You can hide the axes. You can show the axes. You can make the distance. So visual formats are there. Okay, color palettes, different colors, regression analysis. Okay, multi-dynamic data frames. So how to install? We use conda command. Okay, we install Seaborn with conda command. Conda install Seaborn. Simple. Go to command prompt and conda install Seaborn. Okay. Then there are dependencies. Dependencies are libraries like SciPy, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas. These are dependencies of Seaborn. You have to use SciPy, NumPy, Matplotlib, and Pandas. Okay, with stats model. Okay, there is a stats model for statistics. Okay, so what is the model? Model means you train the system. Okay, you train the system, and there is a model. You train the model, and model gives you some accuracy. You evaluate it, and then you insert some new values, and from those values you get the required output. Okay. So this is the function. Basically this is how normally you have programs with a program instructions with data coming from the database, and you get the data from the database and put into the some output interface on HTML page or some graph. You show some graph. Okay, but what if you download the output and the basic purpose of this data science and artificial intelligence is that you make the model and you input the output, your output to the model. Okay, you train the system, the output, and it gives the required result using the output. Okay, so functions of Seaborn, there are relationships between labels, variables and of our data set. So we use replot. Okay, replot function of Python, okay, of Seaborn, and variables can be divided into then categories. There are variables into categories. For example, variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, okay, and these are all data frames, the data sets. Then distribution of the data set. There is distribution univariables, there is bivariable classification, okay. So replot, we use Jupyter as IDE, okay, to execute the commands. So download the Jupyter and execute the commands of Python or SpyCharm. How to use functions? You can use functions using load dataset. Load dataset is a function to load any dataset, for example from GitHub, okay. From GitHub you can have for testing purposes, there are a lot of data available for the testing purposes, okay, in the CSV format, in the JSON format, okay. Then we have categories. For the categories, second thing is divide the variables into categories, okay. So we have a course, for example a course, and we have course title, course duration, and the feature we should use is what should be the fee, okay, what should be the fee. So that fee is label or category, we divide into category. So cat plot is used to plot the categories. Then we have distribution, we distribute the data. Then we have univariable, okay, we have to import stats. For bivariables we use data frames and we can use joint plot, okay. Then multiple graphs, okay, multiple graphs means there are different kinds of graphs for the same data to see the input in different formats, different colors, line graph, scatter graph, bar graph, okay. So you can use pair grid, color palettes, you can remove the axis from the graph. So let's do it like this, okay. So for the replot we use import numpy. We use numpy, okay, we use numpy as numpy, import pandas as pandas, and import matplotlib dot pyplot, okay. This is the library we have to import as matplotlib, okay. So we use we have to import Seaborn for output, for to make reports, to make graphs, to make output to visualization, okay. Seaborn as SB, and we use now we load the data set. We have a variable, okay. Variable is equal to SB Seaborn dot load dataset, okay. And we have different kinds of you can download from this GitHub, flights, for example flights, okay. Then you use Seaborn dot replot x is equal to passengers, okay. X axis there are passengers, and y-axis is equal to, y-axis is for example month, okay, and there is for example hue is equal to year, okay, the output. Third, so C-bar used, then you, okay, there is a data part, okay, so you write data and you write where means this variable is equal to sb.load dataset. This variable contains this, you have to input this variable, okay. Now you execute this and it will plot the passengers and month and year, okay, year wise, okay, and there is a scatter graph, there are dots. If you want to make it line graph, then use what kind is equal to here, okay, then use kind is equal to line, simple, okay, so it will produce a line graph, okay. Okay, for the second thing is, this is what, this is relationship between variables, this is what relationship between variables, and divide into categories, that is cat plot, okay, that is called cat plot. So you, what you do is you import all this, okay, copy, and for the cat plot, where is cat plot is, here is cat plot, okay, you paste here, you paste this code and then use cat plot, same output, okay. For example, for the cat plot we use Boxon kind, okay, this is the kind, there are different kinds of the output plots. Third thing is, what is third thing we have studied? Third is we have used third as distribution of data set. So distribution means how data is distributed, univariables, bivariables, okay, how to do that distribution. So you have to, for the distribution you have to use this paste, and you use first of all you use from SciPy import stats, okay, this is important, okay, statistical graph, and we use variable is equal to numpy dot random dot normal distribution, right, this is normal distribution, and location is for example 4, and size is for example 300 is equal to 300, and scale is some parameter, okay, 3. Okay, so you use this, okay, what is this, this is random dot normal location 3 scale is equal to scale is equal to 3 for example, and replot passengers this, and load the data set okay, then use this, right? And you write Seaborn dot dist plot, okay, and you give variable, you input variable over here, right? For the bivariable you can use joint plot. For the bivariable, where is bivariable? Okay, for bivariable you use here dist plot, and for the bivariable you use joint plot. Okay. So, okay, multiple graphs. For the multiple graphs, you, okay, let's do it like this. We import this all, and for the multiple graphs, this is the code, right? We use here graph 1, for example. Graph 1 is equal to Seaborn dot facet grid, okay, and you use no, this is you have to load dataset, okay, and load dataset is iris, okay. Then graph 2 is equal to sb dot facet grid, and we use graph 1, and column is equal to, for example, species. Yes, okay, right? And we use graph2.map, okay, graph2.map, map plot dot histogram, right? And we use, for example, from the species we have, okay, from the species, this is this code now MPP, this is plot, this is MPP. For the, where is Seaborn? Okay, we have import Seaborn as SP, okay. So then stats, and then this, then graph2.map plot dot list, then we have there is problem with this. I think I should remove all this, right? List, and then we have sepal length, okay. So this is from Iris, from GitHub, right? Okay. Now we have for the color palettes. You have to set like this. before this you use sb dot color palette, okay, color palette, and this is the function. It will show you the colors, okay, and then you set the color by sb dot set, and you set the style, okay. Style is equal to, for example, dark grid, okay. This is the style, okay. And then you load this, and then you can do all the stuff. You can remove the axis. For example, you say that okay, for example, you can use color code, okay. Color codes is equal to true, okay. So this is how you program, okay. This is not easy because there is no output, okay. There is problem with my system, okay. That is why I could not. I will use proper method in Python course, okay. Python complete course. But this is forward the data science, okay. So we are discussing about data science. So this is an introduction to coding to data science. This is very simple coding for the data science. There is no function, you see, there is no def statement, there is no function, nothing. So you see, this is easy to execute the commands, and this is like artificial intelligence. This is all about artificial intelligence, okay. So it means there are not too much complex coding required to output the results. If you see, if you want to make these graphs and there are millions of records, and you output it, you want to output it using some relational database, it is very difficult, okay. There is a lot of coding. So you have all these libraries available here, and you use Seaborn and Matplotlib, and you use Pandas and NumPy and SciPy or whatever, right? So all the libraries are there for the statistical information, and then to analyze the data and to divide into categories for the distributions, for the trigonometric functions, for the scientific functions. Everything is available in the libraries, right? Now let's see what is data science in artificial intelligence. So let's see what is artificial intelligence, right? So artificial intelligence is making intelligent computer programs, okay. The creator says that this is the creator statement of artificial intelligence. He says that okay, making intelligent computer programs is artificial intelligence, okay. Intelligent systems. What are the goals? Create expert systems. So expert systems are part of artificial intelligence, right? And then understand, think and learn, behave like human. Systems that understand, think, learn and behave like human is called AI system, okay. There are three areas: reasoning, learning and problem solving. Human use these. First of all, reason, learn it and solve the problem, okay. Without AI, okay, without AI, programs answer specific questions. So if there is we use no artificial intelligence, then our questions our answers are specific to the questions, okay. specific answers. For the generic questions, answer generic questions. There are generic questions and we have to answer, we use AI. And modification of the program means change its structure. Okay? Without AI, if you modify a program, to change a program, then you have to change its structure. And in AI, there is no need of change of any structure. And it is not easy to modify the program. Okay? And you can very easily modify the program as you see there. You can very easily modify the program. Applications. So applications are in the gaming, expert systems, vision systems, speech recognition, handwrite recognition, robots. These are all AI applications, right? Humans has eyes, nose, tongue, etc. as sensors. Robots use cameras, motors, okay, and software use bit strings as sensors, right? And there is a field called physiologic. Physiologic means for reasoning. It is for reasoning, and it is to reduce the uncertainty in engineering field. Okay, to reduce the uncertainty of the products, consumer products, just in time, okay, etc. So uncertainty, there is certainty that this consumer product is, for example, fit, okay, fit for all. And then there is a field natural language processing. So natural language processing means communicating with systems using any natural language like English. So system can get the grammar, okay, nouns, pronouns, everything, okay, natural language processing. System can get and process it. So NLP, natural language processes using phonology. Okay, this is all English, right? English language, phonology, morphology, morpheme, syntax, semantics, pragmatics, discourse, word knowledge. Okay, so this all is like NLP, right? And then expert system is used to solve a particular domain, not a generic domain, but a particular domain. They just like an expert in a doctor in an expert in medicine field. Okay, an engineer, electrical engineer is expert in engineering field, and subfield is electrical, right? What are the parts of expert system? Knowledge base. So there is a data knowledge base from where you get the knowledge. Then inference engine to convert this knowledge into user interface UI, to some UI. There is another field, robotics in artificial intelligence. Robotics is mainly used to freeing the manpower from doing repetitive tasks. Okay, so you use robots in manufacturing, and there are repetitive tasks. Robots do that without any delay. Okay, so, and there is another field, neural networks. This neural networks means just like human has neurons and axons, we use silicon neurons and axons in neural network, right? And neural network has some types. Feed forward neural network, it is unidirectional. There is no feedback information, okay? Feedback loops. Okay, it sends information but does not receive information. And other is feedback information, feedback loops. It uses feedback loops that there is a feedback from the system, right? So this is all about neural network. This is all about this artificial intelligence basics, right? Okay, so Python is used as an artificial intelligence language. This is the basics for artificial intelligence, where we can use it. Okay, what are the fields? And now we see what is machine learning. Okay, machine learning in Python. Machine learning is subset of AI to write less code and more output. Okay, so machine learning means we write less code. You saw some Python instructions and get the output. uh, model learns from data. Okay, so what we do is we make a model and we provide the data, we provide the features, divide into categories, and depending upon that model we use algorithm, and we to produce the output to get the required result for the business purposes, right? And for the machine learning you must know linear algebra, okay, matrices, statistics, differentiation, partial differentiation, integration, domain knowledge, okay. So this is all required. So what is machine learning? How YouTube knows what you want to listen or what you should see? This all is because of machine learning, okay. Traditional approach was you have output in mind and you write program, okay, you access data, machine gives you output. This was traditional approach. And what is machine learning approach? Machine learning approach is you don't know what is the output. What is the output? Depending upon the user logged in to a shopping cart, okay, and you have to show the reviews, you have to show the relevant products to increase the sale. So you have to use the output. Output. What is the output? You feed into the system and system uses model and algorithm to give you the output. So you instruct the computer, you give output, you give data, and machine gives you your program, okay. So program is not written first, program is at the end, right? So how? You have training data, consumer buying history on a shopping cart, okay. You make training algorithms, you train the model from the algorithm. Training means you input user feeds to your model. You input, user feeds to the model, and then you put the data into model and test. Okay, you put the model into data into model and test. Model gives you the recommendation for shopping products and increase sales. Okay, so another example is patient history is fed to the machine and it can tell you the diseases and you can take preventive measures. So you give the output and you system will produce the, you give the output and system will produce the program what you should do. Okay, then data is accurate, yes or no. Okay, there is classification. This is called classification. Okay, data is accurate, yes or no. You give inputs, see output. If the subset of AI to use less code and more functionality, it is subset of AI. Okay. So machine has to make a learner to get data sets patterns and do the actions accordingly. Types of machine learning: supervised learning. Supervised learning means y is equal to f of x. This is a function. Function. Y is equal to f of x. X is the input and y is the output. It is just like teacher trains students, learners, right? You input data, you extract features from data, you input labels from the extracted data categories, okay, and you train the model, okay. So if there are, for example, we have courses, we have titles of the courses, and we want to see, we extract the data, we give the label or category as a fee. What should be the fee? Okay, so extracted data is depending upon the features. Then you train the model and model you evaluate it, whether it is working or not. You input the new data then, okay, you feed the new data and produce the required output. For example, you have course title duration, we want to predict course purchase or purchase and label output features. There is another term, cluster learning. Okay, cluster learning means there is no features. If there are no features, you input no labels, but you have cluster of data, means different kinds of clusters. There is no set pattern. Okay, If there is set pattern, you use features, categories. But if there is there is a cluster of data, different kinds of clusters, then what should you do? You use cluster learning. Okay? Then reinforcement. So the third term is reinforcement. Reinforcement is you train the machine using experience. For example, if you type empty password and you lose account, if you have password and then you don't lose, so if machine accepts empty password, then you penalize it. So if the user inputs empty password and first time the machine says okay, go ahead, and next time you penalize the machine, you penalize it. Okay, now next time if user says user inputs no password, then it says the password should not be empty. Okay, so this is reinforcement, the learn by experience, right? Learn by experience. Your machine learn by some experience. So prerequisites are applications. So algebra. To increase the quality of data, we use principal component analysis, PCA. PCA means you have a large data and you reduce it to single line graph to view output. This is PCA, right? So transform pixel data, encoding data sets, decomposition. Okay, this is PCA, right? So what is algebra? Algebra for machine learning. Okay, machine learning algebra. This is prerequisite. You should know scalars, vectors, etc. Any value like we buy a book online, the price is 1000. 1000 is a scalar value. So scalar value is there is no direction. Okay. The operations are you can add, you can remove the price, you can add, divide, multiply. These are normal operations on scalars. So divide means 50% discount means 1000 divided by 2 is 500, right? 500 is the price. This is division operation on scalar. This is called scalar. Okay. So this is linear algebra, right? And the vector means list of numbers to represent something, like arrays. Dot product. Dot product. What is dot product? Means product. Product means I move towards north 50 feet, then I move towards south 30 feet. Vector 1 is 50 feet, vector 2 is 30 feet, and addition is vector 1 plus vector 2, and there is displacement 1, that is 80 feet. Okay. So this is quantity with direction. Okay. What is multiplication? Vector grows or shrinks. Multiplication means vector grows or shrinks. Vector grows means there is a direction. If you give positive value, grows. If you give negative value, it shrinks. Okay? Negative scalar value. For example, you have 3x, it grows. If you have minus 3x, it shrinks. Projection. There is very important concept of projection. It is the shadow of one vector over the other. And we can analyze hidden data of one vector using the shadow of other vector. Okay? So one vector means some quantity. There is some quantity, hidden quantity, and we can see the shadow or some features of that quantity, that variable, onto or on some other vector, some other variable, and we can get the idea what is going on. Okay, what should be, what are the next, what is the next data? Shadow gives some clue about features of hidden vector. Okay, what is the next data? Okay, so we have 4 data sets for one vector 1 and 2 data sets for other vector 2. Vector 2 falls on vector 1 means its shadow falls on vector 1. So shadow gives us clue about other features. Okay, so this is shadowing or projection. Projection technique is used in machine learning. For example, pixels, etc. We know one vector and don't know the other vector. Okay, we use projection. one vector over the another. So we use PV1 projection V2. There is a eigenvector. Eigenvector, this is for analysis. It does not change any values, any direction, even if transformation is applied to it. So it does not change its direction. Okay. So without changing, it is called eigenvector. Then second is there is scalar, vector, projection. Okay. There are matrices. Okay. So what is a matrix? Matrix is rows and columns. Rows and columns. So it is a rectangular or square array of symbols or numbers or whatever. So if we have an equation 3x plus 4y is equal to 12, what is x? X is a course title, for example. X is title. Y is duration. Duration of the course. A course is Python course. Title is Python. Duration is 2 months. And 12 is the required output. For example, profit. 12 is the course fee. 3x is the 3 courses. 4y is the 4 months duration. And 12 is the profit. For example, 2 is investment. 4 is investment. 2 is investment. And 4 is investment. And 12 is profit. 3 is investment. 4 is investment. And 12 is profit. 3x and 4y are inputs. And 12 is output. Okay. So 3x and 4y are inputs and 12 is the output. So we take real world data and convert it into equation and make matrix. Why we make matrix? To solve it easily. Because there are matrix addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, whatever, transpose, okay, inverse. Okay. So we use that. So 3x plus 4y is vector with direction. 12 is scalar resultant of vectors. How to convert equations into matrices? For example, the equation is x plus 3y is equal to 20. 4x plus y is equal to 30. So we use quotient 1, 3 and 20. 1, 3 and x. Then in the second equation 4 and with y 1 and then base 1 and then we have y equal to 20 and 30. So we put the square brackets and this is a matrix. This is matrix form. So 20 and 30 are output. X and y are variables. We can change the inputs to see the output. Okay. So we can use on the matrix. What are the operations on the matrix? We can add the matrices. Matrices we can subtract. We can multiply. We can make transpose, interchange rows and columns. So this is very important to change the rows into columns and columns into rows. Then we have determinants. We have inverse of a matrix. So we use how to solve matrix problems using row echelon method or column echelon method, okay, or inverse method. What is the application of this matrices? Computer graphics uses this function to scale, rotate, transform images. There are pixels in rows and columns. There is a grid of pixels on the screen, and there are images. And if you change the images, if there is a change in image, you can see that okay, there is a problem. Okay, so multivariate calculus to optimize machine learning model. Okay, multivariate calculus. There is a multivariate calculus, and there is differentiation. What is differentiation? Break down the function for analysis. So this is for analysis. A function is divided into parts. So fx plus delta x minus fx over delta x for optimization. So partial differentiation. What is partial differentiation? Function deals with more than one variable. Okay, more than one variable means there is, you see, y is equal to f of x. There is only one x variable. If y is equal to a is equal to f of x y z, then what? There are three variables. So you make changes in one variable while other variables are kept constant. For example, title and contents are kept constant and duration changes. Title and contents of the course changes and duration changes. Okay. Applications are Jacobian vectors. Applications are differentiation application is Jacobian vector to find maximum value from a data set, global maxima from a data set. What is a data set? Data set is a big, large data, right? Data set of data. Machine learning algorithms. Okay, machine learning algorithms, 5 question problems which can be answered in data science. If there are categories, okay, so there are 5 different kinds of questions which can be answered in data science. You see, machine learning algorithms can be of 5 different kinds. Number 1 is, if there are categories, if there are your questions are A and B, you can divide into A and B. You use classification algorithm. So first kind is classification algorithm in machine learning. Okay. For example, are you online? What are the options? What are the categories? Yes or no? Output is fixed. So in categories, your output is fixed. Second is errors. If there is some error, for example, you see 10 10 10 10 and there is 1 in bracket. This is error because 10 10 there is a pattern and you see 1 and again 1 in the bracket. So pattern changes. So there is error. This is anomaly detection algorithm. So there is an anomaly. You see, this is a pattern. Okay. So if you have, for example, you have purchased the thing. You have purchased one day much more than in the week or in the month. Then there is change in the pattern, and the credit card processing will show you. Processing company will show you how. So there is change in the pattern. So they can confirm you about the order. Okay. So there is third type, numbers. So numbers means how much, how many numbers. Okay. So this is called regression and algorithm. Third type is regression algorithm. So you have model and you have algorithm. These are those algorithms you develop from the model, right? Regression algorithm, how much is discount on this course, for example? This is how much. Okay. So you use regression algorithm. Then fourth is clustering algorithm. How is organized? What is the structure? What is the structure of the cluster? What is the pattern? To find different pattern. We have unstructured data, we pass it to some clustering algorithm to find the pattern. Clustering algorithms, right? Structure, how is organized? So fifth is, what should I do next? What should I do next? So this is reinforcement algorithm. For example, customer buys too many things today, so past experience is not this, so we use in reinforcement algorithm. Okay, there is also another example of temperature sensor. Okay, so temperature sensor is another example. What should we do next? What should we should stop the air cooler, we should stop the refrigerator, we should increase the temperature of refrigerator, we should increase the temperature or decrease the temperature depending upon the output. So this is reinforcement, learn by experience. Okay. So algorithms are classification, logistic algorithm. Classifications are, in the classification we have logistic algorithm, we have neural network, we have decision tree, we have random forest. Okay, these are classification. We can use minus algorithm in Python for this classification. And there is a very, very important deep learning. In deep learning, there are hidden layers. You have some data, there are layers, you have some pattern in next layer, some pattern in the second layer, and there is in the third layer and fourth layer is output. So you have hidden layer and we find the solution. This is called deep learning, right? We use Keras for open source framework. Keras this is open source framework for deep learning. This is for distributed computing, and this is to design your own neural network. Okay, This is to design your own neural network. This is called Keras, right? Keras runs with TensorFlow from Google, okay, or CNTK. TensorFlow from Google, and it should be installed. TensorFlow should be installed, okay. So you import TensorFlow as we have, for example, this, okay. Import to use Keras, right? There are 250,000 developers of Keras, right? So this is a big amount, right? Huge number, right? PySpark. So this is Apache. This is Apache Spark, right? This is Apache Spark. PySpark for Python. More on analysis. PySpark. This is descriptive analysis. There is analysis. Okay, PySpark is used to load the data, and the same functionality we have used in to plot the graphs, right? Okay. There is descriptive analysis. Descriptive means what happened. Descriptive analysis. So in the analysis phase of machine learning, you have descriptive analysis. What happened? Then diagnostic analysis. What did it happen? And then predictive analysis. What will happen? What is the future? Prediction. Prescriptive analysis. How can we make it happen? Okay, so this was some basic, very basic about machine learning. Okay, in terms of Python. Okay, we will have a complete course on Python from scratch. Okay. So we will use visualization part, we will use processing analysis, we will use model part, we will use data part, everything. Okay, features, we will see visualization, because visualization is the most important. The visualization, because customer needs output. Okay, and visualization has again analysis, processing, extracting data, processing, analysis, insights. Okay, and then you produce the results, next result. So this is all about this machine learning. So we will use this knowledge in our Python course, right? Okay, thank you very much.